Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year to each and every one of you guys. Hope you have a wonderful 2022. Now, a lot hasn't changed over the years. We're still stuck indoors. We're still having to do a lot of things we don't want to do. But I am super excited for 2022 because of the amazing new design trends that we're gonna see all throughout the year. Now, I've curated a wonderful list of the most anticipated design trends of this year. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Now, the first and the most exciting one of these is gonna be the Metaverse. We're talking VR and AR technologies being used for absolutely insane activities and very simple things that we did in the real world, we're gonna shift to the virtual world. Now, I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of ads, videos, pictures going around of Meta's concepts of how people will interact in the Metaverse or in the virtual world. This means that there's gonna be a huge demand for UI and UX designers in the VR and AR space, not only by Meta, but also by a lot of other companies who are investing a lot of money into this. Now, this would mean designers understanding how AR and VR spaces work, creating digital assets for those environments, and then implementing it or helping developers implement it. Now, I've seen a bunch of Figma files that people have started to create. There is one particular file, I'll give a link in the description, which allows you to create VR environment specific UI for different platforms, especially for the Microsoft mixed reality platform. It'll be crazy to see virtual meetings like Mark Zuckerberg showcased on stage and how it's going to transform in the year 2022, because this is the year of the Metaverse for sure. Now, if you guys have any opinions on these wonderful design topics, then definitely put them down in the comments. Holographic elements and a very holographic retro mixed style. Now, this is coming with, of course, the whole NFT spaces or the whole Metaverse space. The whole trend of the future is basically now here. So creating a very futuristic looking UI design with a lot of neon elements, background elements, or button styles that really fit the whole aesthetic of NFTs, the whole aesthetic of cryptocurrency, the whole aspect of the Metaverse. It's really gonna come forward, transform the way we design. Of course, this will right now only fit with this whole concept of futuristic elements or the whole concept of NFTs, and the future is now. But I'm super excited to see more examples like these. Storytelling through websites. Now, we've seen storytelling in a way on a lot of websites like Apple's website for iPhone or Samsung's website for its latest phones. They try to tell a story of that device or of that product through really interesting animation, text appearing, things going from one point of the screen to the other, almost creating a story-like experience. I also really like storytelling being done on Zaddle's website. Ansh Mehra, I think, has worked on this website. Wonderful example of how storytelling can mix with a nice website design. And you can see how on Zaddle's website things keep moving and it kind of merges into different elements. It tells you a story of the product and it showcases each feature in an interesting manner, and not everything is static in a way. Storytelling elements and storytelling methodologies will be implemented into website designs. At least I can't really say too much about applications, but websites are going to see a lot of storytelling elements being incorporated. Also, if you look at gaming websites or a website dedicated to showcase a game, you'll see a lot of storytelling elements of the game's story being told or anticipation being created for the game through a storytelling like website. I really like this concept and I hope it picks up big time this year. Now, I'm sure everyone knows parallax effect. Now, storytelling is the big element that is going to replace parallax scroll. Parallax scroll is going to be incorporated with storytelling, and that is how parallax effect is going to be used in the future. Unique or almost a crazy type experience. And when I say type experience, I really mean crazy usage of typography on a website. A lot of designers around the world have showcased the style elements or text floating around on screen. You can either interact with the text or the text interacts with you. And I really like the modern aesthetic of the typography being used, with serif fonts being used for display fonts. And serif is going to make a comeback, and I really like that. Of course, these stylized elements do come with a cost, a price. Not every website can have this, especially if it's a data-intensive website. Even that can be implemented. Akash Solanki has created a very interesting website, the Uber app concept for a website, and how crazy text placement can be used. Sleek serif fonts can be utilized on various parts of the screen as display font, and I really appreciate it. I'm sure you've seen this in 2021, but it's carrying on forward to 2022 with more emphasis on this crazy kind of typography. Extra large typography is also making a comeback onto websites and applications. Now, what can we say? Some trends never die. Glass morphism is here to stay. Now, we've seen glass morphism in 2021, but now it looks much cleaner. It's almost like material design and material design 2.0, that kind of difference. Because not only is the glass effect more refined, a lot of 3D tools are being used instead of the classic examples of Figma or XD. A lot of 3D tools like Spline tool are, making a big splash in the design world, and because of that, you can now get realistic glass effect for your UI designs. Now, apart from that, a lot of gradients are used alongside glass morphism. So you'll see a lot of gradient backgrounds, or even the glass having a certain colored gradient, which looks really creative, and it adds a lot of zest to the already existing trend that we have, which is glass. Data visualization is the next big thing. Now, we've seen a lot of applications bringing a lot of unique data to users in 2021, including a lot of analytics, including a lot of graphs, financial applications making a big splash, etc. Now, what do these financial applications all have in common? Graphs and information, data, numbers, etc. So if we need all that, we would definitely need good data visualization. So a unique way of representing a graph, a unique way of representing data or numbers on screen is going to be the next big trend. When we say unique, we mean really unique. Long press to expand a graph, or a graph kind of flows along with your movement on screen, or how much you're scrolling, etc. Can be combined with a bunch of animations, transitions, as well as interactions, and it's gonna combine with interaction design to kind of form this lovely marriage of data as well as design. So yes, a lot of personal projects are going to showcase financial applications, and I love it. So claymorphic design is kind of the new morphic. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of examples. Michael from Hype4 Academy kind of showcased a lot of claymorphism, has a tutorial on claymorphism. So I'll give all the links, of course. But apart from that, I think he's pointed a very interesting fact is that claymorphism is actually good for UX as well. It brings aspects of a more physical looking button, makes the user think less. It brings a lot of aspects of the physical environment and merges it with the whole neumorphic style. It's almost as neumorphism and skeuomorphism had a baby, if that is how I had to define it. Out of all these trends, how can we forget 3D? 3D this year is going to be a trend for a very different reason. Not because it looks good or it adds character or it kind of complements other 3D elements or neumorphic elements, etc. That's okay. But 3D this year is going to make a huge impact is because of the accessibility to 3D tools, how 3D is going to work with websites and designs. Now, if we look at a tool like Spline, it's not only giving access to people to, just run a 3D software in the web browser, but also makes it easier for people to design 3D elements. You can just pick up a template or pick up pre-made design and create your own version of it. The tool is so easy to use. And not only that, we're going to see a bunch of other tools like Spline tool come this year. So it's going to open a whole new world of 3D design. And who can be more excited than me for 3D? I have a bunch of videos on 3D elements on my channel.